I used to think I had to have my own way, could do everything on my own, living my life like a one-woman play, feeling confused and alone. I held on tight to the life that I knew, till it wasn't the life I remembered, finally admitting I hadn't a clue, opened my arms in surrender. And I made room for grace. I just stepped aside, opened up a space. Now the blessings arrive every day, since I made room for grace. I want to live without making demands, asking for help when I need it, being happy just doing the best that I can. When I stumble, I won't be defeated, since I made room for grace. I just stepped aside, opened up a space. Now the blessings arrive every day, since I made room for grace. I made room for grace. Opened up space. If I had insisted on all that I wanted, I see I'd have sold myself short. But when I stopped resisting, I got what I needed, and so much more, since I made room for grace. I just stepped aside.
When you forgive, you don't change the past, you change the future. Good evening, everyone. This is our last show, and I'm so glad you're looking in tonight because we have a variety of people that we think that you will enjoy. You will laugh, and I think you will cry. You'll laugh, you'll cry. We are sure that you will enjoy it. We're happy that you tuned in tonight, and again, this is Shirley T. Burke with something different. And before we start, I just wanted to remind you that you still have time to sign up to come to the Exploratory Surgery of the Soul program we're sponsoring on Friday night at the Enterprise Center off of Enterprise Parkway, 2708 Enterprise Parkway in the West End. And just call 307-6616 or go to my website, www.esteeminstitute.com, and you'll find the information. We want you to have the benefit of having that exploratory surgery of the soul in order to change those things. And I use the word change because that's what people know, but it's really the shift. Shift is what we are interested in doing, shifting our thoughts and our action. So if you're interested in that, again, you can give me a call at 804-307-6616. Now I want to introduce you to my first guest because we have 4 guests tonight, so we're going to get right into it. This young lady might not stay as long as other people will stay up, but I'm going to tell you her stuff is just as important. Yes, indeed. The young lady's named Jacole. And Jacole, what's your last name? Thomas.
Yes, ma'am.
Jacole Thomas.
Yes.
We met a year or so ago. Maybe
yes.
2 years? You think it's 2?
It's been about a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yes.
Yeah. I came to your place of employment at that time.
Exactly.
And we did a seminar.
Exactly.
And you gave me your card, and I still have that
Yes,
card.
and you left such an impact with me that day. You were phenomenal. And I said, one day I will be sitting down talking with this lady, and I wanted her to speak, to my group of women. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so now, you mentioned your group of women. When you say that, what are you talking about?
Well, specifically because my boutique targets the plus size woman.
You mentioned boutique. Explain that.
Yes, I have an online plus size boutique. We cater to women sizes 12 to 28.
Really?
Yes.
And chic clothes too.
Yes, definitely. And I think the larger plus size woman gets forgotten. So it was important to me to go up to a size 28 because size is not an indicator of how fashionable you can be. Exactly.
You are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was important. But I was going to say, as crazy as it sounds, now women size 10 are being considered plus size. That's now where it starts.
That's ludicrous.
Yes. But there are smaller women who are curvy, and that's who I want to target. So my group of women mainly are the plus size women, but really all women, because I have a true belief that when you look good, you feel good. I've felt that personally. That that's a start. You'll have guests on later that will talk about the inner, which is very important as well. But it's almost that instant pick me up when you look in the mirror and you can say, "Girl, you're rocking it."
You're hot.
Yes.
Yeah, people don't, and some people say, well, how can you say that? It's not about what they think.
Exactly.
It's what you think about you.
Exactly.
Right this moment, right where you are.
Exactly.
That's one of the things I work with in my business, the STEAM Institute. That is one of my major things, to have people shift their thinking.
Right.
And one of the things I say all the time after every class I teach, because I teach aerobics and stuff like this, is that what other people think about you, it really ain't your business.
Exactly.
It is not your business.
Exactly.
What people, that determines them, not you.
Exactly. It's noise.
Noise. I like that.
Yep.
It's noise.
So you've got to learn to drown that out.
Yeah.
And I had a realization, I've always been plus size, which was okay with me, but I just wanted clothes that complimented me. And, there were times, though, I'm not going to lie, that I wanted to lose some pounds, and I still do, because it's about being healthy first and foremost. But I never really could. And then I was like, I know why I can't, because when I look in the mirror, I like what I see. So why change it? And it was true. I just couldn't do it.
I love it.
And, it was good on the one hand, but on the other hand, it was like, okay, but I need to, not be quite as winded when I walk. So, it's the balance, and I still try to find that. But it was so important, because it didn't matter if no one else said, oh, you look good today. I felt it.
You felt good about you, and that's so important. That's a lesson that many women need to learn.
Exactly.
And some have learned, and some still haven't.
Exactly.
Well, tell us your website, because I want them to know where they can go to find your boutique.
Yes, it's jelay.com, and that's J-ELAY.com. So it's short, but it's different. So again, that's J-ELAY.com.
Awesome. What else do you want us to know before we go?
Well, just like I said, when you look good, you feel good. I think it's okay if you want to lose weight. Like I said, there's some pounds that I want to lose. But for me, because I have lost in the past, I didn't want to stop feeling good about myself. So I think some women will lose weight and they won't buy any clothes and everything is too big and it doesn't look right. And that can be discouraging. So continue to shop. You don't have to buy a whole new wardrobe, because that's not the size you're going to stay at. But find one or two good pieces that, number one, celebrate your accomplishment, whether it's 5 pounds or 50 pounds. And so, you will feel good. Another thing, as a woman, it's so important to know your body type, because that's when you're going to find the clothes that complement you best. You could just search online. The standard body type sizes that you'll see are like apple, hourglass, pear. And so know which category you fall into. For years, I wanted to think I was an hourglass. I've accepted that may not be quite true. I'm more like a pear, small at the top, and I get large as I go down. But that was important for me
yeah.
to know that and accept that, because then I could look for the clothes that best complemented that body type. So that's important. And just, there are lots right now, being curvy, being plus size, it's the new hot thing. So there are great outfits out there. You just have to take a little time, because you're not going to just go into every store and find something.
That's true.
And
That's
work
true.
with someone.
Yeah.
I have services on styling services, closet rehab. I have clients who they're on a budget, so they can't go out and shop my website, but they have a closet full of clothes and aren't sure what to do with it. Some of it we need to get rid of, some of it we can work. And so that's a service that I offer as well.
That's great. That's great. Give that website again so we can check it out.
j-elay.com. J-Elay.
Okay, so that's the main way they can get in touch with you, right?
That is the main way. Okay. On the website, you can send us contact, comment.
Okay,
exactly.
Great.
We're also on social media, so you can find us on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter. Who am I leaving off? Instagram. There's always pictures up. What I'm wearing today, you probably totally can't see it, but this is one of the dresses that I sell. It's a great dress. It's easy. It's comfortable. But
is
still,
important.
yes, definitely for me. It's still stylish. You can, put on heels. Today I'm just wearing flats with the matching clutch bag. So, play around with fashion. Yeah. Sometimes I think we're so afraid of the number. So we don't want to go in and we don't want to try on. Forget that. If you need to go bigger to get it to fit right, do that. There's been times, honestly, I've cut the size out. I didn't want to see it. If that works for you, do that. But don't let a number restriction hold you back from well-fitting quality clothing. And that's what we offer.
Great. That's great. Anything else? That was good.
I think that's the gist of it. Just the message that I want to get out to women. I want people to shop the website. If you need personal styling tips, search me out. I'm, as I said, on all forms of social media. My email address, you can reach me through the website. And just, don't let people, for plus size women, don't let people tell you that you're second rate or treat you second rate. I refuse for someone to treat me that way just because, I wear a bigger size than, I can't even say the average woman because the average woman is a size 14.
Yeah, 14, back when Marilyn Monroe, that's
exactly.
what size she was.
59% of women is the latest statistic that are 14 plus. So don't accept that beauty only comes in a size 2 or, fair or whatever the case may be. Beauty is what you believe beauty is.
And my thing would be to make sure that you aren't the one talking bad about you.
Exactly.
That's what I find. A lot of people talking bad instead of other people talking bad.
Exactly. Negative self-talk. That's just as damaging. And we're harder on ourselves. We are. Yeah. But, if you have to stand in front of the mirror and say positive self-mantras, do that.
That works.
Yeah.
That works. Thanks so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for coming on. And that is how you pronounce that?
Jacole Thomas.
But your website
is J-Elay.
J-Elay.
Yes.
J-Elay.com.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's a dash between that J.
It is.
It's not J-A-Y, just the alphabet J.
Right.
Dash Elay.
Yes, J-Elay.com. J-Elay, styling the curvaceous woman beautiful every day.
All right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break and we're going to change, we're going to bring up other guests. And we want to thank you again. Hang around. She's going to be around in case you want to talk with her. Okay. But we're going to bring our other guests, some other guests up now.
Okay.
I used to think I had to have my own way, could do everything on my own. Living my life like a one-woman play, feeling confused and alone. I held on tight to the life that I knew, till it wasn't the life I remembered. Finally admitting I hadn't a clue opened my arms in surrender, and I made room for grace. I just stepped aside, opened up a space. Now the blessings arrive every day, since I made room for grace. I want to live without making demands, asking for help when I need it.
Hello again. Guess who I have here? This is a young lady that I met. It's been, I don't know, I know I've known you for 6 months at least, probably a year.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably a year. But this is Dr. Lisa A. Griffin, right?
Yes, indeed.
Doc, tell us about yourself, Doc.
Well, I'm a chiropractor in Ashland, Virginia, and we also have an office in the West End of Richmond.
Yes, that is really something. And y'all are near some nice stores over there in Ashland. You can shop, you work on them, and then you were able to go shop after you work on us.
Sympathetic.
Yes, right at it. Tell us a little bit about chiropractic and what it's about, because I like how you usually explain that.
So chiropractic is really important because your brain and your spinal cord control every single function in your body. So if your spinal cord isn't functioning properly, you're going to have some sort of dis-ease or dysfunction in your body. So we don't treat any ailments, we don't treat any conditions really, but we treat spinal misalignments.
Misalignments, okay.
So by realigning the spine, you can take a lot of pressure off the nerves, and then those nerves can function properly and control everything that they're supposed to.
A lot of people, as you know, they don't believe in chiropractic, but I have met people that they don't have colds, they get adjusted for various things, they don't get sick.
Right.
Talk some more about that.
Yeah, so when your nervous system isn't functioning well, that also includes your immune system. So if your lymph nodes and your spleen and different organs aren't getting the right function, your immune system is going to go down. So that's why we recommend getting kids adjusted as early as possible. Keep them out of the doctor's office, off different drugs and medications, because they respond so quickly.
Really?
It'll help them with ear infections, colic, indigestion, reflux, and obviously that goes into childhood and then your adult years.
How young have you treated? What's the youngest person you've treated?
Days old.
You are kidding, Doc.
No, as
Days
little
old?
as, because the misalignments can start as early as in the womb. If the baby's in poor position, maybe they're breech, maybe they're lying transverse across the abdomen.
Wow.
But then during the birth process, even the most natural, delicate births can still be pretty stressful on a baby's delicate neck.
Yes,
So,
that is amazing.
yeah, it's really important to get the babies checked. It's great.
How many have you done? Do many people do this?
Yeah, a lot. I've actually done a course through the International Chiropractic Pediatric Association, so the ICPA, and so we treat children and pregnant women, because if the pregnant woman isn't in good alignment, the baby's not going to be in good position. So it starts with the mom, and then we start with the babies, and they just stay on track as they're growing up. But it's really, really big to basically, like I said, keep them out of the doctor's office and keep them on the right path, hit all of their developmental milestones. But it's a really, really big calling, and the more that people are doing it, the more we can stay off of different things down the road.
Yeah, and I'm not sure a lot of the audience that's looking in knew that pregnant, you would think that some things wouldn't be done because you're pregnant.
Right.
And then you're saying that you start with the pregnancy and you continue once the baby's born also.
Yep, you start with one patient and then you end up with two. Just 40 weeks later.
Y'all pretty shrewd with that. That is neat. That is neat. I know you have something here. I know people might not be able to see, but you want to tell.
I do.
Because I'll tell you what, this gets into various services that you offer.
Yes.
You do the chiropractor and your adjustments, you have laser and all like this. So
I did want to touch on a new service that we're offering. We have weight loss that is really, really big. We're having a huge new program that incorporates a new technology. So we're guaranteeing that people can lose at least 20 pounds in 40 days.
40 days. Wow.
Because of the different technology, we're having that much success.
Really?
That it's just amazing. We're seeing people come out of these really high risk factor ranges, so we can, safely say they're moving out of the range of having a stroke or a heart attack or cancer risks, things like that are really serious, and they're, being able to live a healthier life and function better. So we're just really, really excited about that. So I definitely wanted to share that with everybody.
Yeah. How long have you been doing that?
A few months now. So we've had some people already completing and going through the program, and we have some really good testimonials. And we've gotten the program from other doctors. Only 40 doctors in the U.S. have access to this technology now. So typical results are somewhere between 20 and 45 pounds in 40 days. And we are guaranteeing at least 20 pounds lost. So that's awesome.
If they do what you say to do.
Well, yes,
it's not going to happen on its own.
You have to put the work in, and I'm going to hold you accountable. They're actually, they text their weights to us every single day. So so they have direct access to the doctor. And same thing, it all comes down to your nervous system. We're going to be checking for spinal misalignments. If the spine's not in good alignment,
you're tied in with your chiropractic
everything's
service.
Connected to your brain and spinal cord. So we are ultimately chiropractors, and that's the major concern. But at the root of that too, if we can also help eliminate inflammation and a lot of unhealthy stressors on the body, people are going to be doing a lot better and living a lot healthier, longer lives.
Okay, now you said there are only 40 locations for this in the United States.
40 doctors in the U.S. that have it.
Now that is kind of unusual.
It's because the technology is so, basically innovative and new that not a lot of people have access to it yet. Okay. It's going to be a very big thing, so we're really lucky to be kind of the first people in the area to have it.
So are you all the only ones in Virginia, maybe?
I'm not sure about Virginia. I'd have to look into it, but definitely in the Richmond area, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is 20 pounds in 40 days.
Yes.
And you guarantee that 20?
Yes, guarantee the 20. And what's nice about this is you're going to go on a little bit of a maintenance phase after, because the biggest problem is yo-yoing. People have that fluctuation. So we're going to reset the body and the brain to say, this is my new set body weight. So we're not going to have that yo-yoing or fluctuation anymore, which is obviously the most important part. We use some different emotional techniques to make sure that you cut that emotional eating habit too, because so much of it is mental. So much of it. So that is so true, because we've heard about the set point and stuff years ago. That was a big thing about the set point. Right.
And that emotional eating, that we know that's a big part too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that's been our most exciting thing right now. So I wanted to make sure we got everybody aware.
Yeah. Now, what days are you in the West End?
In the West End, I am there all day Fridays, 8:30 to 6, and then Tuesdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
But people can also come see you in Ashland.
Ashland, I'm there Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, all day, and then Tuesday morning. So have availability in both, so it's kind of nice. You can pick your option and come see us.
What would you want to leave the people with? Just tell them what you want to know about chiropractor and your program, and how to give the website and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you want more information on the weight loss itself, you can go to NutriMostRichmond.com.
How you spell that?
NutriMost Richmond.com. And that will give you a video link to the weight loss information, along with the testimonials and things that we have. But for our office, you can call 804-798-1110, and that's how you can set up an appointment for chiropractic, weight loss. We have deep tissue laser, decompression, all sorts of great things to really just function at your best and feel better. So I always recommend getting your spine adjusted, getting checked for spinal misalignments, at least as the seasons change. You need to make sure you're staying on top of that. We get our teeth checked. You got to get your spine checked. It keeps us upright. So we want to stay upright as long as possible.
Yes, we do.
So
that is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. Get that website and location again.
NutriMostRichmond.com, NutriMost Richmond.com, and then the number is 804-798-1110.
And that number, you can get any information about the chiropractic or the weight.
The office is called Holland Family Chiropractic.
Okay.
So you can also go to that website as well, just hollandfamilychiropractic.com.
Okay. I'm hoping that you heard every word she said and will follow through if you want to, because this is, I guess, cutting edge. When you say
really
40 in the whole United States, when you talk about the weight loss, that's
the exact word I would use for it.
Yeah, cutting edge.
Yes.
And you all guarantee certain things. So
I know, that's very rare.
Oh, yes, it is. Especially to say that loud where people can hear it all over the world. Guarantee.
I know.
A difference.
It's a big word, but we're standing by it.
Standing by it. Doc, thanks for coming here. I appreciate
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And she's going to be here so that we will be sure to be able to take calls if people want to call in and ask you questions also. We're going to change again, and we will be back in a very few moments. Thanks.
I used to think I had to have my own way, could do everything on my own, living my life like a one-woman play, feeling confused and alone. I held on tight to the life that I knew, till it wasn't the life I remembered, finally admitting I hadn't a clue, opened my arms in surrender, and I made room for grace. I just stepped aside, opened up a space. Now the blessings arrive every day, since I made room for grace. I want to live without making demands, asking for help when I need it, being happy just doing the best that I can.
It's a little windy out there.
Hello again. I want to introduce you to, let her introduce one of my favorite people, and you'll find out why in a little bit. Louise, tell them who you are, please.
I am Dr. Louise Thayer Lee. I am a massage therapist and a hypnotherapist. And I have my own business here in Richmond, Virginia called Alternative Health and Healing.
Yeah.
And
and I have visited your shop some.
You have.
Yep.
You have several times for everything.
Yes, for real.
For all the above.
I didn't visit you a few weeks ago. I needed you for last Sunday going up to Wintergreen.
Oh, yes.
And those mountain and heights and stuff. I had to get in the back seat coming back. I just couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle it. But I can tell you, I handled that water when you dealt with me. When we worked with that. I know people say woo woo woo, but I experienced it because what I experienced is cellular level.
Yes.
It's real. It's
it's very
you
real.
can think and know logically that it's not real, but your body tells you something else. Your mind works something other difference. But talk a little bit about what you do.
With hypnosis?
Anything, okay?
Yeah.
Anything, yeah. That's what your focus is on, because you're working with a special group now. I don't know.
It is. I am working part-time with a group out in Hanover at a rehab center, and it's working with alcohol, drug, and gambling addictions.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so what? You name those again? We might have somebody in one of them.
There are many people that fall into those categories.
Yes, isn't it the truth?
Alcohol, drug, or gambling addictions.
Addiction, and
Yes.
you're dealing with your hypnosis. You're working with your hypnosis with
I
this
am the
individual.
clinical hypnotherapist out there,
The
but I'm part of
clinical
I'm part of a team.
I understand.
So there are psychologists, there's family therapists, there are art therapists, there's all kinds of folks out there who specialize in working with this group. So they get very close one-on-one attention for the time that they're there. And
So it's a residential?
It is residential.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which has the benefit of getting them out of their environment.
Yes.
And
Focus.
just so they can just focus on this. And then they also set up a treatment plan so that when they do go back into their regular life, their support's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That support is critical. The support
It's
is
very critical.
Yeah.
Yes. And while they're there, they get a lot of seeds planted. And those seeds will sprout and grow at the right time.
Yes, yes, yes.
And they're very different people when they leave than when they came in.
And how many, what's the norm for stay, do you know?
Average is about 28 days.
28 days. That's
Some
what the
people
insurance usually cover.
Insurance is about 28 days.
Yes.
Some people are a little bit more, some people a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it's less, we give them as much as we can in that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the afternoon, so I'm there in the mornings, and then in the afternoon I'm in my private practice where I see folks for all sorts of things like phobias and weight loss and biting their fingernails and
Flying, fear flying.
yeah,
Stuff like this.
Of course, smoking and weight reduction as well.
Tell us a little bit about the smoking cessation and the weight loss in terms of how you work with people.
Okay, well, both of those are 4 sessions long. The difference between them is the smoking is once a week for 4 weeks because you don't need cigarettes to live.
That is true. That is so, some people think it's different, though.
They may think differently, but in that time, it's a gradual cut down method. I have them change their brand of cigarettes, which allows them to smoke, but it gets them out of their comfort zone.
Comfort zone, yes.
Which starts breaking the pleasure connection with that cigarette. And almost everybody is a non-smoker by the end of the 4 weeks.
Really?
It's pretty easy transformation.
And if they could see the lungs of a smoker, because I was trained by the Cancer Society to teach or train whatever people to quit smoking when I was on the job, and I saw real lungs. They were black, and the texture was different.
But there's also an emotional reason why they're
Oh, of
smoking,
course.
and stress is usually underneath of it. There are 2 main things underneath both smoking and weight loss, and it's stress and it's self-esteem.
Self-esteem.
So I work on that with everybody, really. I give them ways to manage the stress differently and more appropriately, and then build up their self-esteem, because everybody needs self-esteem
Everybody needs
building,
Yep.
and you know that from your work.
Yep. That's part of what I do. That's
Yeah.
part of what I do. Yes, it is. And it's don't you find that people do more of the tearing down of themselves a lot of times, self-imposed?
Well, it comes at you from so many sources. It's self-imposed. It's society's looking down on you, especially now as a smoker. It's it comes from magazine articles and TV and just
Everywhere.
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It comes at you from all sources. All sources.
That's the
So,
reason I think it's important to start in the chair you sit in,
yes.
because it's coming from so many sources. So if it's coming from everywhere else and you're talking about it too, the same way other people are, it's just not. It doesn't feel good. It's that dis-ease is there.
Yeah.
You know, you're putting some of that dis-ease on yourself.
Well, you start to own it because
Yeah.
it's coming at you from so many
Yeah.
sources. You must say, well, this
must
must
be
be
true.
me. This must be true.
Yeah.
So I get them to look at things differently and build up their self-esteem. And yeah, so
Yeah,
it's great work.
Yeah, because I want to also recognize that you really believe in what you do, because it didn't. That doctor didn't just happen.
No, it didn't.
You know?
No, it didn't.
It didn't just happen, and
No,
that's the
that
way I
was
look at it. Yeah.
Good 4.5 years
Yeah, yeah.
of steady plugging along at it and working a full-time job as
Full-time
well.
job. Yeah, that's
Not to mention a household and all that.
Your wife and
Yeah.
also. Yeah, that's.
So it's-
I think it needs to be honored that you believe in this, and I think that's a big reason that people need to pay attention to what you say. You know this. You know
I do
this to
know
be
it.
true. You've seen the evidence through you've been. How long you been doing this?
I've been doing this since 2002, so 12 years now.
12 years. Okay. All right.
Yep. And I do know it to be true. It is. we're just using another part of our mind. I'm getting people to use more of their mind.
More than mine.
And as you know, there are so many things you can't logic yourself out of.
I'm telling you.
You cannot logic yourself out
at
of
all.
fear and
Yeah.
phobias.
You can know all you want to, but
You can't logic yourself out of smoking. If you could, people would have done it long ago. So it's tapping into the emotions behind there, restructuring the emotions so that they're more appropriate with what the conscious mind wants to do.
Yes.
I say it's getting the two minds together so that they agree with each
Conscious
other.
and subconscious. Very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
Yeah.
How can people get in touch with you? Because I saw you got stuff like standby specials that people get to come to see you and get the same work for a little bit less.
A little bit less, yes. It's a win-win situation
Yeah.
where if people give me their email address, I will put it on my contact list. When I have an opening in my schedule, I send out a mass email to everyone on that list. It's first come, first serve.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
whoever gets that time gets a 20% discount,
Awesome.
whether it's massage or hypnosis. It doesn't
Hypnosis,
matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Great.
And
How do you get in
I'm
touch
right
with
here
you?
in downtown Richmond in the Lee Medical Building. And it's Alternative Health and Healing. Or,
Alternative health and healing.
Alternative Health and Healing
Okay.
in the Lee Medical Building.
All right.
And
Is there a website that they can go to?
yes, it's www.rurelax.com.
I
The
like
letter
that.
R, the letter U, and relax.
That is great.
Dot
I
com.
like that. Are you relaxed? No, not.
Most people answer no.
Yeah.
Most people do.
AreyouRelaxed.com.
Uh-huh.
And that's your website. Now, there's a number they can call also, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's 358-0111. I have a 24-hour answering service, so you can call anytime, and they will make an appointment for you or rearrange appointments or tell you what's available.
Okay.
And they're very good at that.
Well, one of the things that you haven't mentioned yet is that TJM stuff. People that have that issue.
Right. I used to be a dental hygienist and was a dental hygienist for 18 years. So I'm very knowledgeable about the head, neck, and shoulder anatomy and was very interested as a hygienist how many people needed night guards because they're clenching and they're grinding their teeth. So I found when I started moving over into massage, I married the two professions and started helping people with their TMJ, the temporomandibular joint is what that stands for. It causes everything from headaches to dizziness to neck pain, shoulder pain.
Yeah.
And people end up going from doctor to doctor to doctor trying to figure this out. I can't tell you how many people I've seen who've been suffering for years because no one doctor could figure it out. And I found that with my protocol that I developed, within 3 1-hour sessions once a week for 3 weeks, I get people out of pain.
I believe that. And what she says at networking groups, she said, I love pain. This is how this woman talks. And a networking group, when she gets up and talks about what she does. And she said, I love pain. And I believe her. Because it disappears when you operate.
It does.
Pain disappears when...
Pain doesn't scare me.
Yeah, I get so tickled. She said, I love pain. And people look at That's because she makes it disappear, whether it's in that TMJ or whether it's in the body through the massage. And you also got a little something there that if people don't want you to put their hands on, you got something that they can lay on that helps the spine. You know, that table that the bed you have there.
I do. I have a massage bed that uses heated jade stones.
Oh, instead of
Heated jade stones. Heated.
Heated is
Yes.
always good, y'all.
And it starts at the base of the neck and it goes all the way down your spine.
Yeah.
And it realigns your spine, but it also emits something called far infrared light, which goes right into the muscles. It relaxes muscle spasms. I've had people come into my office all bent over. They can't stand up straight. Been in incredible pain.
Yeah.
I have them lay down on there in 15 minutes. They're standing up straight and fine.
Yeah. Makes a difference.
So yes, I use other technologies.
Yeah.
I use magnets, the
Hot
Niken
stones.
magnet, hot stones. Hot stone massage is wonderful.
Yeah.
I have an assortment of different ointments and liniments and things that I use as well. It's kind of using the right tool for the right situation.
Right tool for the right situation,
Yeah.
and I think that's part of your uniqueness.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
It's
the
not a
massage
one-size-fits all.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
I very
understand.
much
I
modulate it
understand.
for each person.
Yes, I think that's critical. That is critical. I think
It
that
is.
probably sets you aside from some of the other, especially that dental knowledge that you have,
Yeah.
in order to work. Because if you got a headache because of TMJ, you're not going to function too well, and you know how to tell that
I do.
in an individual, and that I think that's a big difference between you and some of the other massage therapists. Although there are
Well,
other
thank
good,
you.
but that separates you from a lot of other people. That,
Well, thank you.
something is going on, you don't even know it's your jaw. You don't even know where we got it till we
I
get
am
to
pretty
Louise's
good.
place.
I'm pretty good at finding out the source of
Yes,
stuff.
yep, you like pain and you know how to hunt for it and find it.
Yeah, and I'm
Yes,
not scared of it.
not scared of it, yes,
and you won't be
indeed.
scared of it either by the time you leave. so,
Yeah, that's
yes.
true. That is true. That is true. Give your number and stuff again, Louise, so people can get in touch with you.
Sure. My website is www.rurelaxed.com. My phone number is 358 or area code 804-358-0111. And I have a 24-hour answering service. Call and they'll make an appointment for you.
Very good. Thank
Yes.
you for taking time out. I know you got to be tired, but I appreciate
been a
you
long
showing.
day.
I know that's right, because you network, you work and work and work and network and work and work. So we appreciate you
Yes.
taking time to come
Well,
this
I
evening.
appreciate you having me here.
Yes,
so
very.
it's wonderful.
Great.
Thank
And
you,
I
Shirley.
hope people will call and check with you. And you in the medical arts building, that's down there where that wonderful statue is right there.
Right where the Robert
And you
E. Lee
got
statue
parking.
is.
Yeah, you have parking. I think that's a critical thing for people to know.
Yes.
You have a space for people to park when they
There's a
visit
whole
you.
parking lot
Yes.
on Allen right next to the Lee Medical
Yes.
Building.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I wouldn't work downtown
Yeah, I
without
know.
it.
That's right. All right.
right.
Thanks again. And
Well,
she's
thank
going to
you.
be here for a while, and we're going to bring our last guest on, and then maybe we might have time for everybody to come up.
Okay,
If not, we'll just take the calls and see what happens.
good.
I used to think I had to have my own way, could do everything on my own, living my life like a one-woman play, feeling confused and alone. I held on tight to the life that I knew, till it wasn't the life I remembered, finally admitting I hadn't a clue, opened my arms in surrender, and I made room for grace. I just stepped aside, opened up a space. Now the blessings arrive every day, since I made room for grace. I want to live without making demands, asking for help when I need it, being happy just doing the best that I can.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Our next and last guest is
Irene Kendig.
Irene Kendig. Now, I haven't known Irene very long, but I'm going to tell you, I think we're soul sisters.
I think so.
Kindred spirits.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
We've had too many things that was syncing up together and didn't have the
Yes.
slightest idea
So
about
true.
it. That's why she's here tonight. It's just that because originally you weren't scheduled to be on the show,
Yeah.
and but things happened, and I just had to call you.
and here I am.
Yeah, here you are. Here you are. I was intrigued. I met you, and I did order your book. I haven't read it yet, but it's called Conversations with Jerry and Other People I Thought Were Dead. And I'm saying, I wonder if she talking about that man on Grateful Dead. So that's the first thing.
Not that Jerry.
The first thing. So not
Yes,
that Jerry.
not
Not
that
that
Jerry.
Jerry. Irene, tell us about yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am the author of this book. I am a soul-centered life coach, a speaker, and an international award-winning author.
Yes.
And I love facilitating people through the book, through my writing, through my coaching, facilitating people in being all that they can be, in achieving their dreams and discovering what's in the way, and then
What's in the way? I like that.
letting that go. You know, I grew up feeling like I was, I call it unlovable, inadequate, and unworthy, which I think is kind of the trifecta that as human beings
take on. Huh?
that we take on, and then we spend the rest of our lives proving ourselves right.
Yes. Oh,
And
my
what
goodness.
I do is I facilitate people in releasing the beliefs that no longer serve, so that they can live with gratitude, live with peace, live with joy, which is our natural state. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of things interfere with that. And
Yes.
that's the challenge. That's what you help with.
Yes.
That's what you help with.
Yes.
Because those things happen.
Absolutely.
Things happen, and that I like what you call it. What is
Soul-centered.
soul-centered.
Yeah, I have a master's degree in spiritual psychology. You know, I studied psychology at UCLA and
Because you're from.
California.
Yes, she is.
But the word psyche means spirit.
Psyche means spirit.
Now, not once did I heard the word spirit spoken in UCLA
Well,
when I got my bachelor's in psychology.
Yeah, but
Now,
that's what it means.
That's what it means, spirit, soul. And so when I when I was following my heart and following my dreams, I really wanted something that was soul-centered. So I got my master's in spiritual psychology, which brings in the dimension that we are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience.
You know that's right.
I know that's right.
I know that's right.
I know
that
that's
is
right.
Yeah.
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 So
We know each other through that soul experience. We're doing that prison project.
that's right.
And it just so happened that Rodney was on here last week talking about the renewal program.
Yes,
And then you're here we volunteer
that's right.
to work with the women in prison. And I think you would agree that we learn just as much as they do, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is such a privilege.
Isn't it something?
Because, you know, for me, and because I also volunteer at one of the largest maximum security prisons in the world in California.
What's the name of it?
It's Valley State Prison for Women, which just became a men's prison.
Yeah,
and
that
they
happens,
moved the
that
women.
happens in Virginia too. They
Yeah,
switch-
yeah.
yeah.
But for me, you know, working with these people who are so marginalized and so disenfranchised, that somehow I got to say that when I open up myself up to spirit and say, work through me, I have to say, what happens is extraordinary.
Yes, it is.
Because I surrender and I trust in service.
Yeah.
And boy, there's nothing finer.
I'm telling you.
There's
and
nothing
sometimes,
finer.
like you say, shut my mouth wide open, and that is hard.
Yeah.
That is hard
Yeah,
to do.
it is.
You are in awe.
Yeah, yeah.
You're just in awe. What get me is you know this, but you're still in awe. And
Yes.
every time it happens, it's
It
still
is.
magnificent. It's still
It's
wonderful. The
extraordinary.
spirit is wonderful.
And
Hard
you,
work.
by the way, have such an amazing presence when you're there, and you so speak the truth, and you so tell it the way it is, that I just feel so honored to be
Thank
on the
you so
team
much.
with you.
Same here. That's why we're
Yeah.
here tonight,
Yeah.
I think, because we know that what we're doing, we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one of the things that I believe in is if we don't do what we sent to do, it shall not get done.
That's right.
Somebody could lose their life. We might
That's right.
be saving somebody's life or not saving if we don't do
Right.
that which we were
You
sent
never
to do.
know. For example, with your show,
You don't know.
you don't know who you're touching.
Yeah.
You don't know whose life could
At
be
all.
shifted.
Yeah.
And so you
'Cause
do
that's what
what
it's
you
all
do.
about.
That's right.
We do what we sent to do, and it doesn't matter what other people think.
No.
Because you know what you've been told. Like I said, I've been puked up on the shore through that swale a lot of times. I don't like it.
Well, you know what? I think one of the biggest addictions in this country, and maybe in the world, but certainly in this country, is the addiction to what will people think of me?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
it is huge.
And if you took psychology, then you know what that could, when a person is thinking so much that other people are thinking about them, it's a certain, I can't ever think of the term, but that they're so grand that people are thinking so much about them. Are people worried about you, worrying about them?
Yeah, and so you're always looking outside yourself for approval.
Yeah.
And if you're looking outside yourself for approval, you can't be listening inside to that inner voice.
You're not listening.
You're not listening. That's what's so valuable about taking your power back and listening inside. People are going to think what they're going to think. I used to have a teacher who used to say, people are going to think terrible things about you. So what?
You know that's right.
So what?
So what?
So
that is
what?
it.
So what?
Let
people think what they think.
Yes.
You have no control over it anyway.
That's what I'm talking about.
You got no control over it, so why not just be who you are?
Yeah.
And you, Shirley T, are to me the quintessential example of that. Be who you are. And that's what you share, and that's what you teach. Be who you are.
Who you are right now.
And you know that you make a difference.
Yes.
And know that you make a difference.
The woman that I worked with over the telephone for my program I presented, she said, you are enough.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All of us are enough.
We are enough.
We are enough.
In fact, we are more than enough. If
You
we would
know-
allow it,
Yeah.
oof,
Yes.
we are way more than
Way
enough.
more than enough.
We just want to, not just tap into it, but just let it really come out.
Yeah. And it's so powerful. It's
It
so
is.
powerful. And we're talking about it right now, not when something happened, not when
Yeah.
you do this and do that. Right at this very second,
Yes.
you are enough.
Yes.
More than enough, as
More
you
than
say.
enough.
It matters. It matters. Tell us how we can get in touch with you if you want your services, because I think you do Skype and a whole
I do
lot
Skype.
of stuff. So
I work with people all over the world.
all over the world. That's what I know.
By
That's what
phone, by Skype. I'm local in Charlottesville, so people who are local, or I have a couple of people here from Richmond who come into Charlottesville because they want in-person sessions. But it's Irene at irenekendig.com is my website, or Irene at conversationswithjerry.com. They can reach me that way. My email. And Conversations with Jerry is on Amazon. It can be purchased through Barnes & Noble. It's on Kindle. And if anyone is experiencing the loss of a loved one, the
book is for them.
It's absolutely for them.
Okay.
For anybody who's had an a near-death experience, people really resonate with that book, with this book as
Really?
well. Yeah.
What caused you to write it?
Spirit.
Spirit.
It just came to me.
Really?
I had started a master's in spiritual psychology, and I got a call from a friend who said, I know this extraordinary woman. She can communicate with people on the other side, and she wants to make it her life's work. Would you be willing to do a session with her? I was really busy at the time. I just started this master's program, and I hesitated, and she said she wouldn't charge you anything. She just want you to tell other people if you thought she was the real deal. I did a session with her. I danced around my house for 3 hours because I knew we were eternal.
Really?
She put me in touch with my mom and 3 other loved ones.
Really?
And I was 95% sure that we go on, but there's
Yes, that
just a little nagging doubt. So you know what? There's no more doubt.
no
And
more
when you
doubt.
live with no doubt around that, you can live fearlessly.
Say that again.
You can live fearlessly when you know that you are eternal.
Eternal.
You're eternal. You're going to drop your body, you're going to drop your personality.
The spirit never dies.
The spirit never dies.
The spirit cannot die.
It cannot. It was here before, it will be here now, and it will be here later.
You know that's right.
Of course, we're talking in terms of time, but in the spirit world, there is
There's
no
no
time. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Get that website again.
It's www.irenekendig.com or www.conversationswithjerry.com.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you kindly.
Now, what do you think people thinking? I know we just said something about that. What has been your experience about people hearing you talk? Has it always been positive?
It's very positive.
Okay.
I do. I've been to a couple of done book signings here in Richmond and in Charlottesville, and talked around the country actually at the. There's chapters of the International Association of Near-Death Studies, and these people have had an experience where they died and came back, and they know that there's more. And so I've gone and done talks, and it's very, very positive. And, you know, this is one of our biggest concerns is, you know, who are we and where do we come from and why are we here and where are we going? And so these are some of the major questions that, and I know as we get older, they become more and more important to answer those questions.
Yes.
And so I've gotten a few answers, and it's been transformative. Yeah,
Ooh.
absolutely.
Tell them again.
Conversations with Jerry and other people I thought were dead.
Yeah.
I thought they were dead, but they weren't.
They weren't, huh? They weren't. There was a lady here in town. She doesn't live here in Richmond anymore, but there's documentation. You can look her up.
Yeah.
Her name was B.J. Wall, and ever since she was 6 years old, she's talked to spirits and dead people and stuff like that. But when your dad is a Baptist minister or minister, people don't want to hear that.
That's
you know,
right.
then people. My thing, I see it talked about in the Bible. Some of the things that I've read about spirits and
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I do, and I had somebody come to me. My cousin came to me and he said, "You know what? He said it says in the Bible that you shouldn't talk to people who've died, people on the other side." And I asked one of my loved ones, my Aunt Paula, who was an octogenarian. She transitioned. I didn't even call it dying. She transitioned in her sleep. And I said, "Aunt Paula, this cousin came and asked me, he says, we shouldn't be talking to people on the other side. Is it disturbing you? Is it bothering you? Am I keeping you from doing anything?" And she said, "It's the love that connects us.
It's the love.
It's the love that connects us."
Now, you can't argue with love.
You can't argue with love.
Cannot argue with
Every
love.
major religion has love at its core.
Yes.
Every
Totally,
major religion.
Totally.
Love, love,
When you
love.
take love away, there's nothing.
And one of the major, I would say one of the major messages of the book is that unconditional love is available 24/7. And if we're not experiencing, it's because we have outdated beliefs or judgments in the way. And so in the book, I talk
outdated
about
belief or
judgments.
that sounds like something that we would be having.
Judgments keep us from experiencing the unconditional love. And if you know, again in the Bible, Jesus talks about become as children. Children don't judge.
At all.
They don't, they accept. And so part of surrendering, you know, we think that we know, and so we say, well, he shouldn't have died so young. Well, according to who?
For real.
We put in our shoulds and our shouldn'ts, don't
Yes,
we?
we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And working with the women in prison sort of, I think, magnifies some of the things that we talked about tonight in terms of them going through a gamut of feelings and experiences and losses and stuff like that, and being separated. I think I shared with you and Nancy the other night that I was in love with this warden that said that when people are sent to prison, they're sent there as punishment, not for punishment.
Yeah.
And the separation from everybody that you love and care about, that is the punishment. And nobody else in the world seems to think that. But this warden,
he got it.
His name was Dave Gardner. And that's how, when he was warden, that's how he treated the inmates and stuff like this.
But you know, the thing too is the same divine essence that exists in you and I exists in those women. And when we go there and do our work, we're shining our light so that they can realize it's the same light.
Same light. That's one of the things we emphasize. We're more alike than we are different.
We are.
More alike than we are different.
We certainly are.
And no matter where you are, you matter.
That's right.
And you can make a difference no matter where you are.
No matter where you
You
are.
can make a difference right now.
Yeah.
Time is winding down. There will be no bringing back up everybody on this. We don't have time, but if you want to call in, we got 2 minutes here if you would need to call in if you have questions for anybody, and they are here in the studio and they can answer. But we appreciate you looking in all the 6 weeks that we've been on, and we would love to hear from you. Tell the station what you think about the programs that we've had, because we have no idea. Some people tell us they've seen us or they looked at the show, and we put those shows on Facebook and on YouTube. So if they miss it, they can. If they like some of the information and want somebody else to hear it, you can send them to Facebook, Shirley T. Burke, or either Shirley T. Keeping It Real. I have a personal page. And
You do keep it real. And you do.
Shirley T. Keeping It Real.
Yeah.
And so that is one of the things that we do so that people that can't get it, because this is shown in Pacific areas. See, when you take yours, your video and show it in Charlottesville, they'll be able to see it on your Facebook page and stuff like that if you want to.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you looking in. And again, as I started out, we have a program going on Friday night at the Enterprise Meeting Center, and we would love to have you come. Call area code 804-307-6616 and talk to us if you want to come. We would love to have you. And again, thanks for looking in all season, and we'll see you next time. We appreciate you being here.
I used to think I had to have my own way, could do everything on my own, living my life